The fact about David Livingstone. David Livingstone was born to a poor working family in 1813 in Scotland. Like his family, David loved Jesus. He and his 6 siblings lived with his parents in one room in a building that household cotton mill worker. From the age of 10, David had to work 14 hours a day in the cotton mill to help provide for his family. In the evenings and on weekends, he studied school. So David Livingstone studied school in the evenings and weekends. David learned the missionary doctors were needed in China, so he studied Greek, the language, the New Testament of God, and medicine. But war broke out in China and he wasn't able to go. However, a missionary from Africa convinced him to serve as a missionary on that continent. David loved Africa and African people. He tried to be normal. He tried to be a normal missionary and do the same things the other missionaries did, but that was quite right from him. He wanted to explore. He knew there were many more people further into Africa who has never heard of Jesus. He was determined to open up a path into Africa where no Europeans had gone before, so these people could learn of Jesus. Unlike many Europeans, David treated the African people kindly and respected their culture. Sadly, many African people were being sold as slaves. David understood this was wrong and wanted to help stop it by showing the people could buy and sell the wonderful natural resources found in Africa, not the people. His efforts eventually helped end the slave trade. To help spread the gospel and open up Africa for trade, David explored the continent, opening up God's highway, as he called it. He made many amazing discoveries, including his most famous, Victorian Falls. A thundering waterfall is part of the Zambezi River. People back home were fascinated by David's discovery. He became very famous and even wrote several books. In 1873, David Livingstone passed away during one of his expeditions in Africa. Even though his body was buried in Westminster Abbey in England, his heart was buried in the country he loved. During one of his trips, David survived a lion attack, though his shoulder was badly injured. David married Mary Moffat, the daughter of the missionary who encouraged him to go to Africa. He and Mary had 4 children. David sailed across the Indian Ocean, a distance of 2,500,000 miles, 4 million kilometers, with an untrained crew and very little fuel.